The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
Online entertainment.
NoDQ.com. NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com. NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com. NoDQ.com.
The people I know more about me know this. I am just a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it! Whether it's the NoDQ Galaxy, the Jeff Meacham Network, the ATW Crew, Indie Force, or anything related to For the Win Productions, the gears of wrestling keep on turning, and we are here to give our thoughts, previews, and predictions. Good day to you all, and welcome to our panel for this week's Simply Predicting. On a night where we honor legacy, pay tribute to history, and create more and oncoming, it is once again that milestone for celebration for the company you thought that couldn't but has, as it's for the 21st year. Welcome everybody to Simply Predicting for IMPACT Wrestling SLAMMIVERSARY. Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Simply Predicting. You know what this is, for I am the simple man of the simple brand and the voice of the JMN, and my name is Noah Foster. Welcome once again to Simply Predicting, the Impact Edition. And welcome to my little Impact Zone, as I have a very impactful foursome here to discuss Slammiversary here. Shout out to everybody out there in the chat who's watching on live or on demand. Mark, fellow horseman of predictions, good to see you, my friend. Be sure to get your picks in, and I hope to, once again, predict with you during the biggest part of the summer. We'll talk more about that later, too. Before I get into fans, allow me, of course, to introduce everybody to the panel. He's knowledgeable. He's educated. He's entertaining. He enjoys soup. He is a person of 1,000 last names and probably has a joke waiting to happen here. Say his name, and he will speak. It is Jerry, ... Slammiversary. Jerry, welcome back to Simply Predicting. How are you? What you reading there?
Do you know what cats wear to sleep?
I don't know what cats wear to sleep.
Pajamas.
Ha! 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 Just, I love it.
All right.
What the hell? Anyway, Jerry, how you feel about this pay-per-view?
I don't think it's like an overly stacked card. I think it's just the right amount with just a great spread of different types of matches. I can tell the Scott D'Amore match is going to definitely like just divulge into like a hardcore battle, and that's going to be fantastic. Right. I can't wait to talk about all of them. Each of them has a really cool plot point to it that I think is going to be very like noteworthy for Slammiversary. I think this may be the best one they put on in years, so I'm excited for it.
Sounds good. With me, as always, he's one of the fellow horsemen of predictions as we continue this league for the whole year. I'm still leading. But he's not that far behind, looking to make a big comeback with this Impact. Christopher Rotz. Chris, good to see you again, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing good. This is going to be a good show. I'm debating if I'm going to get this pay-per-view tomorrow night, but if not, I'll still be keeping up to date match by match with you guys. I want to wish everybody the best of luck on who's competing tomorrow in the Impact Predictions League for Slammiversary. And I want to give two shout outs. First, say yes to NoDQ.com. And my second shout out is I want to give my dad a happy early birthday.
Yay! Nice. Happy birthday. And speaking of dads, if y'all do get the chance, please check out the dads. Not always on wrestling, of course. Here across the Jupiter Multiverse Media, good old JM Jeff Meacham and the Renegade of Wrestling at Cast Lady Studios, JJ Williams.
You're getting really good at those segues, Noah.
Oh, I try. Speaking of trying, I feel like sometimes he tries too hard when it comes to his content creativity and also his hilarity, which sometimes drives me up a wall and my anxiety. But I appreciate him because he is also my color analyst in all things non-WWE. And he's different, but respect that. James Hebert, co-creator of Weymouth Youth Wrestling Incorporated and FTW Productions at J Hebert Side 95. James, good to see you once again, my friend. How you feel about Slammiversary?
I feel happy about Slammiversary, but I don't feel happy that you just called me out for the entire world to see. I gotta give it back sometimes. This just goes to show I can be more than play-by-play. One of these days, gonna surprise me.
He laid a lot of truth down in 10 seconds.
Yeah, he did.
One of these days, I'm not gonna be play-by-play. James or JJ are just gonna be play-by-play, and we'll see if I can actually do color commentary. Maybe it'll be an April Fool's joke or something.
I just, for the record, bro, yes, I do, but you don't have to just spout it out to the world. I know I tried too hard. I know I overworked myself. I'm sorry.
You know what you are. Some people don't even recognize who they are. You think you know me, think again.
I
6 minutes into the show, you've already given James a complex. Way to go, Noah.
I have achieved what I plan to do.
You can't say that. That's like the pot calling the kettle black, bro. You do the same shit that I do. You overwork yourself too, brother. I want to hear it.
I do enough work. Simple as that. All right.
You smell your own.
Smell your own. The hell is that? This is one of those
Don't worry about it,
isn't it?
It's a dog thing.
Back to reality, James. How you feeling about Slammiversary tomorrow night? Good Lord Almighty.
Judging by me smelling my own, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Oh God. Well, this is not a cooking show, but before we give a dish worse than what you can see on Hell's Kitchen, let's bring this back to a place of positive haven, and let's get right into it. So again, folks, for those that are wondering, we are here to discuss, predict, analyze, and show our excitement and hype for Impact Wrestling's latest pay-per-view. Slammiversary is available across the Fight TV app and also on their YouTube channel. Oh, what Fight? And, of course, you can purchase it also for your local pay-per-view provider. And also, if you want to check it out a little bit for free, they have a countdown to Slammiversary on their YouTube channel. And we're going to start talking about that as we got 2 matches, of course, on our countdown per usual. The countdown to Slammiversary will be live Saturday, July 15th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, get your predictions in because your opinions matter too. The forum will be available across my Twitter. The community tab, it will also be in the comments section after this video concludes. Shout out again to everybody that's put them in so far. All 22 of you, included but not limited to JJ Woods, Paul Mead, Kyle, Dwayne Atkinson, Walter Cruz, Con Andrew. Hey, look at that. No DQ taking a chance on Impact. Respect. David Diaz, Sienna Chanel, Rocco Gabriel, and of course, Kimberly Ford. Follow her at Royal Canadian on the Twitter. She recently went off through AEW's Canadian tour. So I hope you have fun there. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our first match. And I do see your comments, by the way, folks, but please stay on the match topic. But I definitely will start them when we get to those matches. Nathan, good to see you, and Sean, good to see you too. Let's start with this fun little 6-way tag. And while it's mostly knockouts, there's an odd factor here, and maybe he's the difference maker between success and failure. So that being said, the knockouts take center stage, as always. Respect the knockouts division. Damn it. As the Death Dolls and James' favorite Fiend. Of course, the former Rosemary, a.k.a. Courtney Rush, and Sick Jessica, they are teaming alongside a threat, legitimately, in Jody Fred to take on Michelle Shaw and her entourage, Savannah Evans and Jay Vidal. So basically what this stems from is that Giselle and Savannah, they basically have had some shenanigans against the Death Dolls recently in tag team action, along with their escort, I'm going to call it, Jay Vidal. And Jody Fred was tired of them taking advantage of the Death Dolls with a numbers game. So she's joined them in this fray. After Jody Fred just challenged the Virtuosa, long may she reign, in a great open challenge match last night, all hell broke loose in the Knockouts division. So this pretty much is neutral territory here. When I think about this, though, the Death Dolls came into Slammiversary last year. They won the tag titles. The previous year, they also won the tag titles. Death Dolls, Decay, however you want to call it, Slammiversary is their stage. So I think Death Dolls and Jody Fred are going to get the win here. Plus, we're in Canada, eh? Jody Fred's from Canada, even if we're not in Toronto. James, let's start with you. What's your thoughts on this 6-way dance?
The heels win.
The heels win. Giselle Shaw, really?
Yeah. I think I think that this is going to kind of build Giselle Shaw's team a little bit. I think she needs to win considering she took a loss not too long ago. And I think she needs to build some momentum back. And I think considering she has a couple heaters, especially one big heater, Savannah Evans, I think they get the win here.
All right, that's fair. Chris, to go with James' point, Giselle Shaw did just come off the Australia Down Under tour in a failing effort to recapture the Knockouts World Championship against Diana Purrazzo. She also was seriously involved in the last Impact Plus special, and she has challenged for both Diana Purrazzo and Trinity. She really hasn't been able to take that spotlight for victory. So maybe with her entourage available and acting in her corner, do you think that James put it the heels, aka Giselle Shaw and company, get the win? Or are you going with the Death Dolls and Joey Fred here?
Well, I'm keeping it short and sweet on the form. I picked Death Dolls and Jordan Fred to win, and I'm sticking to them because they're going to get this match is going to be about giving momentum heading into the pay-per-view, and you got to get the crowds hype up one way or another. So Death Dolls and Jordan Fred to win.
All right. Jerry, Jody Fred ate her first loss again against Diana last night, but she's been a very dominable force. And when it comes to Canada, that's her home turf. She really hasn't lost there. If nothing else, she's put over talent she's been in the ring with. Courtney Rush, also from Canada. We're in Canada. It's Impact's like home. It feels like for me, Slammiversary is going to be victory for Canada after Will Ospreay beat Kenny Omega at Forbidden Door. Just saying, but that's an alternative world. But what's your take on this six-way dance? Maybe this propels Savannah Evans, Giselle Shaw to the Knockouts World Tag Team Championships if they win.
I see this as not really being a comedy match, but close enough to it. It's also the other one being, Santino Marella versus Dirty Dango, but we'll get into that one here in a little while. But I think what we're going to end up getting with this match is Vidal's going to get pinned, because whenever you get in those situations where it's like almost all women and there's like one guy in the match and you're trying to put over your knockouts division saying that they're equal as the men's division, of course you're going to have the guy get pinned in it. So I'm thinking the Death Dolls and Jody Thread are going to pick up the win here, and Jody Thread's going to pin Vidal in the match.
Yeah, with the 7401, of course, her area code from Toronto, and her being a former bouncer from the Rebellion Complex, despite the fact they're not in that building. It just feels like
it's weird. I remember the area code from the time we were up there.
Right? 2019. I need to get back to the Impact Zone or Toronto, maybe both. All right.
Toronto's wonderful.
Yeah, exactly, eh? And speaking of which, Jerry, actually, Santino Marella and Dirty Dango will be the fallout of Slammiversary, but it wouldn't surprise me if it does escalate during the pay-per-view in some capacity. All right, yeah. Well, that was
there's got to be some sort of like backstage segment for it.
Well, I would believe that would be the case, but here's another question I have for everybody on screen and on the chat, and it's simply this. Do you believe? Do you believe? Because say his name, and he appears. We believe in Joe Hendry. All right, guys, let's get right into it. It's Joe Hendry versus Kenny K-I-N-G King, the former X Division champion for the Digital Media Championship. As we know, Joe Hendry, not only do we believe in him, America believes in him, many Canadians believe in him, and he has been a dominant digital media champion since taking this title in the first place. Kenny King, though, has a lot of up and down momentum, but hey, basically, Kenny King, he doesn't know when to shut his mouth or keep it on. And now he finds himself going after the Digital Media Championship. Can he and Sheldon Green, who previously challenged Joe Hendry for this title, get it done together and make everybody a believer in him? Or is it more of the same, as we will be motivated to believe that Joe Hendry will retain? Jerry, what's your thoughts on the Digital Media Championship match here? And do you believe Joe Hendry retaining?
Yeah, I think he's going to retain. People sleep on the fact that Kenny King has been in the business as long as he has. Like, he's pretty much like been Ring of Honor, Impact. He's been all their answer to Shelton Benjamin. If they need a good match put on, they put Kenny King into it. Like, he was like one of the runners-up in the Tough Enough Season 2 back in WWE a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I got somebody knocking on my door. But, yeah, I'm going to pick up Joe Hendry for the win on this one.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Oh, you're good. And Daniel-san, good to see you here. And yeah, it does look like a very good card. James, clearly you believe in Joe Hendry. We call the Digital Media Championship matches all year, practically.
Yeah.
So do I need to really say anything else to you? Just go ahead and say his name.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
This gimmick should not work, but it does. I don't know why, but it does.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, hey,
Brilliant.
listen. The only thing that should have, like, because all it is positively Page, but it's better because he's more inspirational. And dude, I'd love to see him and positively Page in the ring for Impact one day. It has to happen. They gotta like book him just to do that skit. Like they both try to do yoga, and they find the one thing like Joe Hendry can't do, and it leads to like a Joe Hendry Page match. I would so love that. Motivational Hendry versus positively Page. Let's go.
Hey, Chris Jericho, book that on your next Razor at Sea. Just saying.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. And it comes out of an impromptu DDP yoga session.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, a majority, went with the Death Dogs in the previous match, 65%, why 83% here believe in Joe Hendry. Chris, do you believe, or do you believe that Kenny King can succeed?
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Very good. All right. I love the fact that no matter what, every time on this panel, we believe in Joe Hendry unanimously. I don't know.
If there's anybody who's going to probably come close to beating him at like, you know, anytime in the near future, it would be Kenny King. I do not take anything away from him, and putting the belt on him kind of would make a little bit of sense, but you're also dealing with Slammiversary at this point. You got to give the people what they want, and the people believe in Joe Hendry.
Yeah, fair enough.
Now, if this match was on the main pay-per-view, then yeah, they could have give it to Kenny King for the win. But with this being on the countdown, you still got to give the crowd some
gotta feed them something in. And to be fair, it's Digital Media Championship. It should be defended, as far as I'm concerned, across internet streaming based circumstances, whether it's in Impact Wrestling.
So Noah, would you call it a pre-show title?
I don't know about that, because I've seen it plenty of times on Impact TV. I call it a TV championship.
Okay, fair enough.
Like TBS, TNT, the NWA, but the Digital Media right now has the most stable legacy, if I'm being perfectly honest. All right, let's go ahead and get into an actual pay-per-view now card. That was fun as far as the countdown stuff goes. Again, we have 8 matches here, and there's starting to be surprises, some callbacks, some retrospectives on history, just like last year. I recently just got done literally watching last year's Slammiversary. So let's get right into it. And what kicked off last year's Slammiversary, but the match, Jared, that pretty much has defined this company as a standout in the first place. You take this one first. It is Ultimate X, but this time not for the championship, but for a chance at the X Division Championship, as we'll talk about Chris Sabin, who will defend it later. And your field this year is Speedball Mike Bailey, the Octopus Jonathan Gresham, one of the best IWGP Junior Heavyweights of all time, Kushida, former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion, along with him, Kevin Knight. And if you didn't see that Kevin Knight Speedball match, folks, you need to. And finally, going back to his original self, since he's becoming Celestial, no longer part of the design. You might remember him from Dark Order from AEW, Alan Angels. Now, in this field, you have a former X Division champion, former Ring of Honor World Pure champion, former multiple-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight champion and Tag Team champion. You have the bright up-and-comer that can reach the greatest heights in Kevin Knight. Get your heart out, LeBron. And you got Alan Angels, who came into Impact in the first place, challenging Speedball for the title when he was champion. So this truly is anybody's game. As such, it's only 5 people. So, Jared, you got one pick. Take your shot at this field, and who you think's going to grab the X?
I think if they're going to put over Alan Angels at this point, this would be a match to do it in, especially with the field that they have. He's on a little bit of a redemption story arc at this point, and frankly, I think it'd be an awesome match if, like, Chris Sabin retains and we get Chris Sabin versus Angels. That'd be a phenomenal match. He didn't get to do nearly as much as he could actually do in AEW, so the fact that he's actually getting to do more on the independent circuit and in Impact, I'm thrilled with it. So Granted, it's not the best pick because he's not the biggest star in the match, but I like the idea of like him becoming a star at Slammiversary. So nobody really thought, Zack Ryder was going to win the money, like the Intercontinental ladder match at WrestleMania a couple of years back. So
especially Aaron Riff and Jeff Meacham's hair.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to go with Alan Angels. I know there's a chance I may lose a point, but I thought I was going to lose a point with Alex Shelley last time, and
Thank you. Again, Impact Wrestling, it's one of those companies that truly anybody can thrive in, as we've seen. And that goes to its longevity, especially with the way it's rebuilt itself since Slammiversary 2020. All right. Chris, what's your thoughts on the Ultimate X match here? And again, you do know Speedball Mike Bailey is a former X-Division champion, also from Canada. He might be the favorite, per se, or maybe he just uses this as a launching pad towards, once again, going after the Impact World Championship. At least that's my take towards him. But let's go ahead and get your take on this. What's your pick?
Well, this is going to be an awesome match. The Ultimate X.
Gonna be the show stealer.
I have this gut feeling. Dwayne picks Kushida for the win. Okay. Let me tell you something. With Mike Bailey, he's more than likely going after the IWGP Junior title shot at Multiverse United.
That's a bold take, but I can see why you say that.
So I'm ruling Mike Bailey out. Kushida and Kevin Knight. Personally, LA Knight is better than Kevin Knight.
Well, that's apples to oranges, but yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
That's like saying spaghetti's better than tacos.
Well, hey, I like both.
Exactly.
And a potato.
Yeah,
but they're completely different spectrums here.
They are spectrums. They are
very
different
fair
spectrums.
take.
I'm on the spectrum. Autism spectrum.
My best friend's autistic, so again, anyway.
So Kevin Knight is not going to win this. In the forum, I picked Alan Angels for the win here. He's on this redemption thing. I know Jerry said about the whole entire thing about redemption. So personally, I'm going to stick to Alan Angels for now. And I know I got until
6:30 p.m. tomorrow night to make it final.
To make it final.
Eastern Standard Time. Yes.
So to make it here, I'm going to stick to Alan Angels, but I might be changing it to, if I'm changing my picks, I'm going to possibly change it to Kushida. So either Alan Angels or Kushida, one of the way. I'm going to figure it out by tomorrow.
All right, so he's fickle, but I respect that. Well, again, James, at Rebellion, Kushida did have a chance at the Impact World Championship, but fell short to Steve Macklin. Kushida also had one of the worst scores we've seen in Best of Super Juniors this year, and he was supposed to be the guy to lead by example, being a former multiple-time champion and winner. So it almost feels like Kushida kind of needs this. And with how far back he and Scott D'Amore goes, again, I can see why he's even involved in this match. But what's your take on this? Speedball does seem to be the hot pick, but honestly, to go along with Chris and Jerry here, it's almost a four-way split. We got picks for Kushida, Alan Angels, Speedball, and Jonathan Gresham. Not a single pick for Kevin Knight, despite the fact he could probably hop up for it if he wants to.
Yeah. Yeah, this is always what screws me in these multi-man matches. I feel like
Yeah.
Honestly, like I don't know. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and this may be a very stretchable theory, right? I think Speedball is gonna win this. I feel like Speedball is gonna win this because I would go with the underdog, but the last times I went with the underdog in multi-man matches like this, they went with Frankie Kazarian. So I don't want to make the same mistake twice. So I'm going to go with Speedball. I think Speedball is going to win here. I would go with Kushida, but personally, I think to complete the trifecta of Time Machine, getting all the gold, I actually think he might be the one to dethrone Joe Hendry for the Digital Media Championship. And that way they have all 3 singles titles on Impact, which I would not be against, to be honest.
That actually wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
I would go that route with it, honestly, because I feel Kushida's been in Impact for a little bit now. He might as well just be a fucking resident there at this point. It's like his second home away from home.
Pretty much.
So I would just kind of give him a belt. I would give him a belt for a little bit, have all 3 of the Time Machine members just hold gold. You know, you could do a really cool little match too, like whoever the tag team champions are, ABC. You could have fucking whoever from Bullet Club come through and, represent them, and you could have a great 6-man tag, preferably a New Japan champion, and your goal.
Hey, Bob Barker.
All right. Well,
is your dog's name Bob?
That's hilarious.
Dog's name Bob?
Bob Barker and Margot Madison. Good grief almighty. Anyway, that's.
But yeah, your whole Kushida idea, James, that's actually pretty good, because if people are going to get their feelings hurt about Joe Hendry losing the belt at any point, nobody could really be mad about Kushida winning it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Joe Hendry needs to move on to bigger and better things anyway. I think he's done all he can.
Yeah, he's at a comfortable spot, but it doesn't mean he can't reach for higher heights. Maybe the Call Your Shot Gauntlet could be the gateway for that.
I believe Joe Hendry can get the world title at some point.
I believe that too. Anyway, local hero. Okay. Well, you all made very compelling thoughts, but again, Speedball Mike Bailey, not only did he win it last year, he won the X Division Championship in it, and he had one of the best runs in recent memory with the X Division title, 10 successful defenses in less than 180 days before losing it to Frank Kazarian. So I can understand why he is the favorite here, and of course, he's coming off that Best of 3 series with Jonathan Gresham, where Jonathan Gresham did get the better of him. You got Angels trying to once again find himself, but I feel like the design's not going to be done with the flaw that he caused. And then Kushida and Kevin Knight, I still feel like they're going to go back to New Japan to pursue the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships, because at this point, Kevin Knight is the young boy to Kushida. It's a good dynamic. But I think I am, for now, going to go with the safe bet here, and I'm actually going to stick with Speedball Mike Bailey. I think he does get it done again, because I do think they're going to keep him within the junior heavyweight division, and maybe this time he'll actually hold the title long enough that he calls in option C and moves forward to the world championship. Because honestly, I thought he was going to do that with his previous run. If it wasn't for Kazarian, they'll beat him to the punch. I very well could have saw that. So I think Speedball is going to get it here. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to some singles action, since multi-person causes so much headache for you, James. Try this one-on-one for the 3rd time with 2 students of Killer Kowalski, but this time, each side has a knockout equalizer, but one's a legend. You guessed it, Frank Kazarian with Tracy Brooks. You all might better remember her as Tara, or Victoria, if you remember WWF. Taking on Eddie Edwards with his ride-or-die partner for life, Alicia Edwards. As we saw in their second match, it was Alicia that played huge difference maker in allowing her husband to get the win over Frank Kazarian by hook and by crook. So Kazarian, he applauded it, but he's like, you're going to bring a woman in here too? Fine, I'll bring in mine. And she just happens to be a former Knockouts World Champion, I'm just saying. Anyone who knows me knows one of my all-time favorite Knockouts was Tara the Black Widow. Now, whether or not Alicia causes her to go crazy and Alicia gets broken, that will be a bonus for me. So, James, it's 1-1, but each side has an equalizer now. What's your thoughts on this 3rd encounter? Does Kazarian get the win back, or does Eddie Edwards once again come out on top?
Frankie's going to get his win back, I think. I think this is going to be the end of that feud. I think Frankie is going to get a shot at the title against Sabin. I think they're going to make those two like a main program at some point. How many times has Eddie Edwards gotten a world title at this point? You know what I mean? Like he has been a world champion multiple times at this point, at this juncture. He's also won the X Division title. He's done everything in Impact. I would just go the route of Frankie winning here, and then kind of move on with him going up against Saban or something of that nature. Either way, whatever they decide to do with him, I think Frankie gets the win here, so we can move on to the next step of his journey to the title.
All right, that's fair enough. Chris, do you echo maybe a similar sentiment, or do you see maybe a different path for either of these two at this point? What's your
Well, we know Alicia at never mind. Okay. I was swearing down on my phone and it was a glitch from the forum. So
glitch? That's weird. Never heard of that, but okay.
So
it's a glitch. Anyway,
so this match, we already know Alicia Edwards is going to get involved early on in this match, but but Tracy Brooks is going to cancel that out and fight Alicia Edwards outside of the ring. We all know that.
I think she could still do one more match, personally.
Personally, on the forum, I picked Frankie Kazarian for the win, and I'm sticking to Frankie Kazarian because I see he going on to something more. I don't think he's going after Chris Sabin. I have a gut feeling Frankie Kazarian is going after the World Championship down the road.
All right. Well, Jerry, to echo that, Kazarian, we saw those sit-down interviews with Gia Miller. He is here to, again, create his legacy, but he also is here to win the one thing he hasn't, and that is the Impact World Championship. If he's going to take a step closer to that, he kind of needs to beat this former Impact World Champion, in my opinion, once and for all in this trilogy of this short-term rivalry connected to Killer Kowalski. So, Jerry, do you think Kazarian gets it done here, or maybe we go further into mixed tag team action? This is Impact Wrestling, after all.
Sit down, my drink.
Gotcha.
First off, Noah, shame on you. Tracy Brooks and Tara/Victoria are two completely separate wrestlers. Tracy Brooks has never won the Knockouts title.
True.
Lisa Marie Verone / Victoria / Tara is a completely different wrestler for a completely different person.
Right. A totally different identity, like Willow and Jeff Hardy.
Nope. Different wrestlers.
We need Willow back. It's just saying. We need that. Anyway.
Anyhow. I still see Kazarian picking up the win pretty much, if anything, just for nostalgia with Tracy Brooks being there. Like when it comes to Slammiversary, it's a lot about nostalgia and history of TNA / Impact. So her being even remotely brought into the match, I already had my mind made up that Kazarian was going to win.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, again, last year she wasn't. She didn't necessarily got fully involved, but she did neutralize Maria Kanellis in that whole 5-on-5 war between Anna Moore and the Impact Originals. So it's just one of those things where I feel like, why would you bring in Tracy Brooks unless she's just there to be seen? I mean, seriously.
Something else also that I didn't realize or just remembered, she was part of Second City Saints for a while too, with Punk, Cabana, Steel, and Daphne. So that was really cool.
And you wonder if Punk would actually say anything about this. Anyway. And again, folks, you can literally look up Tracy Brooks and understand where we're coming from. Dwayne even says it. Google your best friend or Impact Wrestling. I'm sure they got an encyclopedia or even like a alumni roster. So just saying. Again, if you know, you know. If you don't, learn. All right. So at this point, a majority are going with Kazarian, and I definitely agree. At this point, I think that's the biggest reason why you have her here. I don't think they're going to devolve this into mixed tag team action. Although I could definitely see a quick one-on-one match with Alicia and Tracy where Alicia gets squashed because that's kind of been her resume lately. So at this point, yeah, I just think Kazarian needs to move on. And until Kazarian wins the Impact World Championship, I know he will never be satisfied. And I do hope that he accomplishes that because I think he absolutely deserves to. With how far he and Josh Alexander went last year at Overdrive, I thought Kazarian was going to freaking do it. And he didn't. So... Again, that bitter chip on his shoulder, he has yet to win the big one. Eddie Edwards has already been there. So, Kazarian needs to move one step closer to that, and he needs to do that by getting this win. So I'm also going with Kazarian. All right, well, let's go ahead and move on into a balance of knockouts, tag, and singles. Let's go to the knockouts for, I'm just going to say this, and I don't care if it does get blasted. This is the only company on the Western front of this industry that knows how to book, knows how to create, knows how to showcase, and know how to respect women's tag team wrestling. Damn it! But I digress. Knockouts World Tag Team Championships are on the line as the Coven, Taylor Wilde and Kylan King defend the gold against, let's fucking go, Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly, bound together by a purpose and a similarity for their love of violent intensity, bound in combat in a dog collar match. They are chained together in this pursuit. Will it be enough to finally kill the Coven, or will it live on? All I gotta say is this. I really hope that Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly come out together with that chain in some unique entrance, because this is the duo right now that can rule this industry, in my opinion. Even if James wants Jet Lady Hirsch to be a part of it. Spoiler alert, Jet Lady Hirsch is back, but she's in Ring of Honor working with the Kingdom. All right, Gary. What's your thoughts on this Knockouts Tag Team title match? Do we get new champions once again at Slammiversary? For the last 2 years, it has been a thing.
I really haven't been keeping track of this, since anytime Masa starts dragging Killer Kelly off with the chain, I kind of go off my own little happy little world.
Oh, gee, I wonder what you're referring to there.
I wonder why.
Then it's shower, sleep, maybe get a sandwich, and then I just go about my day.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm sure they shower, sleep, and get a sandwich after, too.
All right, guys. All right. All right. Don't stop the choral here. All right. Besides the outside,
Scissor me, Slamovich. Bro, hey,
besides the extracurricular activities you think these two do together or individually in some capacity, who do you have winning? Jesus.
I'm really hoping they actually win the tag titles that night. So I'm definitely gonna go with them to pick up the win. It's gonna suck if they somehow lose, but I think if you're gonna send the crowd happy home from Slammiversary, it's gonna be with those two winning the tag titles.
And when they're done, they'll have a BDSM party to celebrate. Just like it'll be similar to the last knockout standing match that they had.
Oh, Lord. I would run that back, but I don't know necessarily if I want to run that back. Because, again, I saw how far these two win in that dog collar match, and I was like...
no. The problem is it will get more violent and raunchy. This is what I'm saying.
That's what they love! They love violence!
They love violence.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
yes.
The stuff they're going to do...
Opponent.
The stuff they're going to do on those tag titles is going to be magical.
On those tag team titles.
Yes.
Right.
I see.
I meant with.
What the fuck?
As long as it's not on. We don't need another Paige Brad Maddox situation, all right?
Oh, God, help us. Friggin' Ty Mel and Simmer Guevara at least made sense. They're a friggin' married couple. Anyway, well, this
it was there, man. I had to hit the home run.
Of course you had to. He threw a ball, you fucking swing.
Yes, I do. I'm the Babe Ruth of dirty jokes. Yeah.
This is not rated R, but thank God I'm not monetized. Anyway, all right.
Sorry.
All right. Ain't he great? James, that is, not Double J. Screw Jack Jarrett. Anyway, shout out to Cassie 80 Studios in the chat.
Or JH.
Stupid song. Anyway.
Still one of the best theme music ever. You shut your mouth.
Bullshit! I will debate you on that. Bullshit!
Dude, that song is meant to be absolute ass.
That is meant to be an absolute ass of a track, alright?
Yeah.
The lyrics...
It gets in your head, though. That's the whole idea.
He ain't dead, and he ain't The Rock. Just remember that.
Oh, Lord. Alright. Alright, so we got 2 for Killer Kelly and Masha Slamovich, bringing things back around. And basically, it is 2-1 vote in the poll right now. 24 people. They picked for new Knockouts Tag Team Champions. Now, to bring people up to speed, this really culminated back at Against All Odds, where again, Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly had a dog car match. The first one, I believe, for the Knockouts in Impact Wrestling history. It was Masha Slamovich that got the win, nearly choking the life out of Killer Kelly. And yet afterwards, Masha had a sense of respect for what Killer Kelly not only did, but for what Killer Kelly endured, with Masha Slamovich being the former undefeated juggernaut of the Knockouts division before she faced Jordan Grace and Mickie James, and Killer Kelly being the newest knockout on the scene, coming back from her challenges back to professional wrestling. Thank you. It's a very unique dynamic how these two came to be one, bounded, literally, forged in combat. Blackpool Combat Club, ayo. So, that being said, they simply wanted to go after the Knockouts Tag Team Championships. And interchangeably, we've seen Masha and Killer Kelly face each individual member and beat them. So they earned this match. Now, whether or not they add a couple tags to that chain in the form of these straps, I don't know. I don't know if the chain comes into play. I don't know if they become the chain gang. But I do believe that Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly do become the new Knockouts Tag Team Champions, because Masha has yet to hold gold and should. Killer Kelly, not the strongest win record as a singles competitor, but these two together as a tag team, they can go places, and so can this division even more going forward. So I got new champs as well.
A belt needs to be put on her. A belt needs to be put on Killer Kelly at this point.
Seriously, freaking trained out of ring call by Walter, has not had a championship yet since her return back to wrestling. I can't believe it. Anyway, so yeah, I have new tag champs too. All right, Chris. So with that being said, you are last on this. Are we all unanimous, or do you believe that the Coven will retain in Taylor Wilde and Conor King? Straight out of a high.
I'm keeping this short and sweet. On the forum, I got Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly to become new champs, and I'm sticking to it.
So there you go. And it will be under some ambient lighting, to say the least. Again, I did not expect these two to come together as a tag team, but I'm kind of glad it happened.
I expect them to come together a lot.
Yeah, especially going forward. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next match here. And again, the championship matches, they just keep coming and coming and coming, because Impact actually shows some other titles.
That's a lot. That's a lot coming.
A lot of coming.
You guys are freaking childish. Then again, I know what I deal with here. I'm surrounded by idiots. Anyway,
I'm tired. I'm hurt, and I work with fucking children.
And I
Noah Muffin.
All right, let's
and that
move on.
dipshit James fucking Heber.
Damn it, James! You freaking idiot!
There it is. Basically the same thing. Noah Foster's just in CM Punk shoes right now. It's great.
Yeah, except I don't drink diet soda, and I never will. All right.
Christopher's over there, Tony Khan, not really knowing what the fuck to do.
Tony Khan really doesn't know what to do. That's why he's got Collision and the Owen happening during this. You see that? I put the Owen. I put the Owen live. I put Battle Belt 7. I'm brilliant. I'm crazy. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to our next match here, all right? Oh, gosh. Okay, well, we talk about the Knockouts Tag Team Championships. Let's just swing it around and talk about the Men's Tag Team Championships, shall we? As ABC of Bullet Club looks for the 1-2 sweep, and possibly the 3, against 3 teams in Subculture, Rich Swann and Sami Callihan, and the most unique duo put together, Moose and Brian Myers. Now, ABC, they have been tag team champions for quite a period of time. They recently beat the Martian Machine Guns and Ultimate X to prove that they are the best tag team going this generation. Almost like a pass the torch moment, if you really want to be honest. Subculture recently faced ABC one-on-one, came very close, coming to titles, but fell short. Rich Swann, Sami Callihan, brothers bound together. OVE came for Trios Ohio fight, and they won. And now these two brothers for life that literally lived together at one point. They also, if you check out Wrestling Obama, you see how effective these two are. They now have set their sights on the Impact Tag Team Gold. And then you have Moose and Myers, who are two of the biggest egos in this entire damn company. But they will win by any means necessary, which ultimately means they could be the biggest threat. So, Chris, what's your thoughts on this four-way dance? Do you have new tag team champions? Does the ABC once again get the 1, 2, 3?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. Yeah, this is gonna be a chaotic tag team championship match, to say the least. But this don't make sense here. They could have done the new form team of Wentz and Trey Miguel. They could have done Sami Callihan and Rich Swann, and you could have done Subcultural and Moose and Brian Myers in a four-way on a random episode of Impact where
the contendership. Okay, you want a standard tag title match.
That's what they could have done, but no, they did it. They had to give us a multi-man match again. But I do believe I'm gonna say I'm ruling out Subcultural. I know they were the NXT UK Tag Team Championships, and I respect NXT UK. I enjoyed it, so I'm not going for them. Rich Swann, Sami Callihan, I'm not trusting those two together. I'm not going for them. I'm actually going to tell you this. I'm going to say ABC. I have ABC on the forum, and I'm sticking to it. I think ABC is going to retain their championships. And when is the next Impact special?
That would be Multiverse United and Emergence in August.
So I do believe we're going to get ABC versus Wentz and Trey Miguel for the Impact Tag Team Championships at Emergence.
Yeah, fair take. I mean, Zachary Wentz did warn Santino Marella, you're going to regret not adding us to the match, even though he did win by cheating. But, yeah, it's a fair take, Jerry, when you consider that, I mean, I went to Slammiversary back in 2021. It was a four-way dance, and there were new tag team champions. The Good Brothers got them back. So I wouldn't be surprised, since the team doesn't have to be involved in the decision. And again, Moose and Myers, they will do anything possible to get the titles. They just got the win over Callihan and Swann last night in Impact Wrestling. And Subculture has already hung with the champs and the Morrissey Machine Guns, but have not gotten a tag win yet since being involved in Impact Wrestling. It's almost like Subculture is kind of here as a spectacle. But then again, when the Good Brothers first showed up, they won the tag titles out of nowhere, as well as FinJuice. So it's not impossible to rule out a team not regularly involved in Impact winning the titles when the titles are on the line too. So, Jerry, does ABC get it done again? They've been champs since February, and so far they've beaten all comers.
As painful as this for me to do, it really, really is. I have to agree with Chris. The fact that they're reintroducing like the Rascals at this point, they should have done that after this pay-per-view. They really should have, because now you're already salivating at the mouth for the Rascals versus like ABC at this point.
They could just come in here and just wreak havoc.
And they're not going to do that in a non-title match. It just doesn't seem like that be the way to go. So they're going to retain, but it's going to be an awesome match because you have two former Combat Zone Wrestling champions in Callihan and Swann. So you have the hardcore element that can easily be thrown into this whole thing. You have Moose who just signed on to like what the longest contracts for Impact. The dude's there for life now. That says a lot. Pretty much, he doesn't need to win a belt or anything. He's already proved all he needs to prove there. He's just there to be a stalwart for the company, and that's awesome for him. I'm really pleased that he's actually sticking around.
Same.
Subculture, you're right. They're there pretty much as another high-flying team to kind of combat ABC at this point. But Flash Morgan Webster, I've been a fan of his since well, I've been more of a fan of his recently. I didn't really like him initially in NXT UK. It wasn't until him and Mark Andrews actually teamed up that I was like, okay, I get it now. Because I like his running knee into Poison Rana thing. That thing is badass.
Really a transition of moves there. Great combo.
And one of my favorite things to talk about when we covered NXT UK, you guys remember that, right? I used to be on a show, and we used to talk the clinking of the gloves. Yeah, that whole thing. My rule number one in that was never try to vertically suplex Mark Andrews because you always end up getting that stun dog millionaire every time. So I think that's going to be the equalizer for Moose. I think they get hit by one or two of those, and he'll be taken out of the match that way.
Hey, it's the same thing with Orange Cassidy. They do the same thing,
but I think Orange lifted it off of him. So either way, but it's still going to be an awesome match. But I see ABC picking it up just because of plot points at this point. If you're talking about what tag team I think should actually get the belt. Probably Moose and Brian Myers because they just seem like they'd be like a formidable tag team, and you'd always be waiting for them to split up or just turn on each other, just for a spotlight aspect. But for right now, ABC's on a roll. I can't argue with it because I love Ace Austin and I love Chris Bay. I think they're an awesome team together, and I think they work great separately as well. And they're eventually both going to be champion for that company at some point. They're going to be the face of the company somewhere down the line. But for right now, they're dominating that division. Keep it that way.
Yeah, that's fair. Again, two former Exhibition champions work together. Rich Swanson McCann, two former Impact World champions working together. Brian Myers, a tag team specialist with Matt Cardona, for those that remember.
It's a lot of talent in that ring.
Exactly. And a lot of them are actually tag team experience, including tag team champions. So the dynamic.
A tag team division that makes sense. Who would have thought?
Right? Not that I'm putting out names there. But anyway. So, yeah, James, the majority are actually going with ABC as well, 70%. But the other three teams, it's kind of 12, and 8%. The lowest team here is Subculture, and I feel that just comes down again to the fact they aren't regulars in Impact Wrestling. But Slammiversary, again, has surprised us in the past. With the idea of the Rascals, what factor do they cause? Do they want to go after ABC, or are they going to just throw this match out into chaos because no provocation? And maybe cost the ABC, who again been champs since February. So this is one of those matches that truly could go any team's way. So James, good luck. What's your pick?
What's my pick? And sorry, the match was because I just ended up listening to something.
The Impact World Tag Team Championship match, Fatal Four-Way. We got.
Okay, so we are still on this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we're still on it.
ABC's winning.
Well, Jerry gave a great breakdown and a great after epilogue too, or post Impact. So I mean, again, super fought.
Yeah, that's really it, man. ABC is gonna win. I don't understand why we're doing a multi-man match when there's no need to do a multi-man match. At least with the first one, with the Ultimate X, there's multiple people who could win. That's when you call for a multi-man match. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This feels more like more of a showcase to get as many people in the ring in the match as they can.
Which is okay, that's great and all, but it's you had to basically throw together an extra tag team. First off, why is it Moose and Myers? Why not just put good hands in the spot?
Moose and Myers sounds like it'd be a lawyer company.
Right?
Welcome to Moose and Myers Incorporated. We will make sure to do your taxes and take care of your suits.
Well, I mean, Joseph Park could probably be their representative because they could do your taxes while Joseph Park's their lawyer.
Dude,
that's money right there. I'd buy that shirt.
Who's gonna win off the gate now. It's ABC because they're gonna be building up ABC versus the Rascals.
They have to be at this point.
I mean, that's what they're doing. So, whatever.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things, again, Hard to Kill. It was also a four-way, but you knew the champs were going to lose there. The only difference is that match was elimination. This is first pinfall or submission. And with the whole Rascals element, I can only see it literally being traditional tag team match with them versus ABC for the first time ever. at Emergence. Like all of you, I also believe the ABC is going to win too.
I think the problem also was the fact that they kept the belt on Trey Miguel for too long for X Division wise. And that just kind of, like, they probably could have started into the whole Rascals thing a little bit earlier and actually put them into this match. But the Trey Miguel X Division run was just too good to really pass up at that point. So, and they really need to start establishing him as a heel, and that's the best way of doing it.
Right, and again, he put the X Division in his own image, literally, until Chris Sabin restored the legacy that is the championship that goes all the way back to the greats like Petey Williams, AJ Styles, Austin Creed, Josh Alexander, man.
Are we going into that match next?
Exactly. Because Leo Rush says, to hell with that legacy. I'm just going to add my name to it, but I'm going to be the best X Division champion of all time as he looks to dethrone the 9-time X Division champion, Chris Sabin, in the first time ever one-on-one matchup. Again, not much to say here. Leo Rush, he made an impact, pun intended. Next thing you know, he made his intentions being known, and he and somebody we'll talk about in our main event, they won against the Guns in a tag team match. Beating the Motion Machine Guns in any capacity, that's already an accolade in itself. But beating the two individually with the prizes on the line, that's a whole different challenge to try and accomplish. And Leo Rush, he's had a bunch of opportunities in New Japan Pro Wrestling, including challenging Hiromu Takahashi for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, but came up short. So maybe he actually gets it done here, or once again, does Chris Sabin prove why we always say Hell Sabin and continue making history in what he believes right now is the Guns era of Impact Wrestling. Jerry, what's your thoughts on this? Because I know how far back you go with the NCMG.
That's the thing. Part of me really wants to go with Chris Sabin, retaining. And then he had that feel-good moment at the end with him and Alex Shelley, both having the belts at the end. Keep that momentum going for him. But part of me also wants to think that, maybe Leo Rush does win the title off of him. And this does, spark a little jealousy in Chris Sabin if Alex Shelley retains. Because he's one of the ones talking so highly about, this being the era of the Motor City Machine Guns and everything. Alex is just pretty much agreeing. It's like, yep. But I think I'm going to go ahead and stick with the Guns here and have Chris Sabin picking up the victory just out of safety at this point. Because if I'm wrong about this and Leo Rush wins, that's going to be horrible. The dude is injury prone. The dude's got an attitude problem. And I think right now the last thing they really need is somebody holding the belt that's, kind of a lightning rod for problems. And Chris Sabin is the perfect candidate to hold the belt for quite a bit. So I'm gonna leave the belt on Sabin. And James has a question because he's raising his hand.
Yes.
Yes.
I was gonna just say, I would say, because it was a long time ago, was a problem. Because ever since he's joined the United Empire and Ospreay's group, he's been on the fucking straight and narrow and been.
He actually, James, is not part of United Empire, but
is he not?
Is he not Chaos?
Is he not anymore? I thought he was.
No, he was never part of United Empire. He was always part of Chaos. He first came into New Japan Pro Wrestling last year at Rumble 44th Street, helping Yo, and he and Yo won the Junior World Tag League.
Right, he and Yo won the. Yeah, because I forgot. Yeah, he was a IWGP Junior Tag Champion. I thought it was with United Empire. Turns out I was completely wrong.
That's all right. The faction warfare, you sometimes get confused. But yeah, botch.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I think it may be one of those heavy as a head that wears the crown kind of things. Basically, once certain wrestlers get certain taste of gold or certain lifestyle living, then they become problematic. So, I think at the same time, I think Chris Sabin is a good enough name to keep on the X Division belt until they decide what else they want to do with it right now.
Well, like you said, they're taking Trey Miguel in a different direction because of the way he went about the X Division Championship and how long he went for it as well. So, but it is one of those things where Chris Sabin, he's got the accolade. He's the most accomplished X Division champion in this company's history. 9 times, all right? Keep that in mind, 9 times. He really has nothing else to prove. He's there, like you said, to be the measuring stick, the torch bearer. But can Leo Rush take that torch? I guess the real question here. And again, it's one of those pay-per-views that honors legacy but creates history. And we've seen the X Division title change hands before at SLAMMIVERSARY. So I wouldn't rule it out. This is one of those matches that also could go either way. So, James, while you were trying to figure out where Leo Rush stands as far as faction goes, do you see Leo Rush maybe adding his name to the X Division Championship? Let's get it done.
I don't think so. I do kind of agree with Jerry that it's not wise to give him a singles title because of his track record anyway. Although, I will say that be like saying that you shouldn't ever consider Punk for like a world title run again because of the bullshit from All Out.
Yeah.
It's petty as fuck.
Fair.
Really. Like, because when you really think about it, like, who was wronged in the situation who was more wrong in the situation? Leo kind of split on good terms with AEW, which everybody forgets, even though he had that fallout with Tony originally.
Right.
They realized Big Swole was kind of the idiot in that situation, and they were kind of good. You know, let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, I understand.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Let's not open old wounds. I understand you are.
But you know what I mean there. And then
yes.
the other situation is because of just Vince having heat with Leo. Triple H didn't have any heat with Leo, but fucking Vince did. So he was just released because of that. And by the way, this is after he had a great cruiserweight title run on NXT.
Oh yeah, he did.
He had great matches with
my thing is I'm leaning more towards the whole injury prone thing.
Well, yeah, because he got injured at Wrestle Kingdom, and you wonder that played in part to the match. He got injured also during his short stint in AEW, and then he was kind of this hiatus. At one point, we thought he was going to retire, and he didn't. And now he's back, and he's going even faster than ever, for being perfectly honest, for New Japan Pro Wrestling. To the point, I'm surprised he's not injured yet. I guess that just goes to show he's really redefined his style to his speed to at least allow him a little bit more longevity. But, yeah, he has a big record of injuries.
Hey, let's be real, man. I mean, Chris Sabin is not exactly any spring chicken either.
I know that.
Oh, no, he isn't.
No, you kidding me? 20 years, dude. Most impactful tag team. One of the most impactful superstars in this company's history. Alex Shelley literally told Josh Alexander when Chris Sabin chooses, keyword chooses, to retire, he's going to need double knee replacement surgery.
Yeah,
he's never going about the same way again.
Yeah, for real. Like, he's a great wrestler, man. But, yeah, I think that Sabin's going to get the dub. I don't think Leo is going to get it here. I think they're going to have a killer match, though. This match is going to fucking rule.
Between this and Ultimate X, what steals the show at this point?
No.
The show. What steals the show?
I'll get back to you, Bueller.
Fair enough. We're going to call the shit, so, I mean, maybe
exactly.
Maybe we'll figure it out then. All right. Well, again, I understand where you're both coming from with a safe bet. A majority agree with you, 88%. But, again, Leo Rush, he literally catapulted his way, Chris, to the top to challenge for the title. He took a chance and a shot at the champ, and here we are. It would be weird, though, for Chris Sabin to be 0D on this knife defense, but this era of the Motion Machine Guns literally might be over before it even really gets started. So, Chris, where do you stand in this? Does Leo Rush get it done, or does Chris Sabin once again prove why he is probably one of the, if not the best, X Division champion of all time?
Well, this match can go either way.
Really
Personally,
good.
I'm happy that Leo Rush is back competing again. He competed for the Cruiserweight Championship. Did he ever won the 24/7 championship in WWE?
No, he did not.
Okay.
Fortunately for him.
And personally, he was a good manager to the almighty Bobby Lashley.
That pose was so damn stupid.
And I know where you guys are saying about Motor City Machine Guns.
Who are both defending titles, yeah.
And this can go south or this could go up. The either way is if Chris Sabin, just say Chris Sabin loses tomorrow and Alex Shelley retains.
Right.
That can give a sight, okay, is Chris Sabin going to be jealous that Alex Shelley won? And you could start You could start it maybe after tomorrow night. You could have Chris Sabin turn on Alex Shelley after the match.
It wouldn't be the first time in this. It wouldn't be the first time in those two history that they've been at each other's throats. I tell you that much.
And you could have Chris Sabin go to the World Championship picture right off the bat. And personally, if it does happen down the road, Chris Sabin loses his championship. I think Chris Sabin goes to the World Championship if Alex Shelley's still champion. So I just have a gut feeling Chris Sabin is going to retain. I have it on the forum. Chris Sabin's going to retain. And I have a question for you guys. I know I should have asked it during the last match. With the tag team championships, I know you guys said about the Rascalers, Wentz and Trey Miguel. Do you guys see them dethroning ABC for the tag team championships?
Yes.
Not this soon.
I see it happening, just probably not the next match.
Not the first outing.
I will say that there is a I think there could be a 3-way war for control of Impact, or at least perceived control of Impact. If they go with Kushida getting the digital media title like I pitched, you have a situation where you could have the Bullet Club versus Time Machine versus the Rascals, which sign me the fuck up. I'm cool with that.
That's a great match. I'm not gonna lie.
That would be great. Like you could have any combination of those three individuals, man, and they're gonna knock it out of the park every time. By the way, so happy the Rascals are back. Justice for that guy that got fucked by Kimberly. I'm so happy he's all right. Seriously, like that's really cool to see that he's in a lot better shape, man, and just to see improvement in people after they made a screw up like he did, it is really cool.
So who would be the third member for the Rascals team then?
I'll say, James, you realize you need to add another person to that.
Trey Miguel.
You got Trey, you got Zachary Wentz, and
Wesley's over at NXT.
Oh, fuck, that is true.
You completely forgot about that because it's not your NXT.
He's the North American champion.
I think I have an idea. I have an idea. Wait a minute. I got an idea.
James' brain's working.
Rob
Van Dam!
Damn. Yeah. You did right.
That would be superb.
I ain't even gonna lie, bro. Could you imagine Katie Forbes doing the twerk while they're smoking weed in the treehouse? I'm just saying.
The treehouse burnt down. The treehouse no longer exists. And secondly, twerking does not belong in friggin' professional wrestling.
Hey, listen, you can make a new one. Hey, if Katie Forbes does it, twerking is allowed in my pro wrestling.
Oh, for the love of God. Why do I feel like Katie Forbes might have been a stand-in on a Robin Thicke Blurred Lines music video? Anyway. Yes. Jesus. But also, just think about the Exhibition title, guys. Option C. Chris Sabin, maybe how much respect. Maybe he doesn't see truly who is the best of the guns if he holds the title longest time. Yeah. Or, like you said, Leo Rush takes this title, cashes it in when the time presents itself, and goes after the world title. So, again, it really could go either way here. Now, whether or not Sabin does go heel at some point, that's a whole different dynamic and storyline that maybe could happen one more time. But I don't know at this point if I can see either Motor City Machine Gun going heel. Honestly, if I do see one of them going heel, again, I would say it's Alex Shelley, just because of his track record. And I feel he's more combustible emotionally, especially if he loses the Impact World Championship in his first defense, where Nick Aldis basically echoed, I've been to this spot. I am a world champion. World championships are literally accoladed and literally connected to me. Why you now need to prove that you are not simply transitional. So with that being said, we're going to transition right into it because I do feel like it's not going to be the main event, what Chris said. So here we go. Let's see if Alex Shelley, after 20 years, can prove his worth, not for others, but for himself, why he holds that strap as for the first time ever and his first ever defense of World Championship. Alex Shelley defends the Impact World Championship against the National Treasure, the former holder of Sweet Charlotte, you might remember as Madness, and a former TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Nick Aldis. Boy, I'm not gonna lie here. I'm a little bit nervous about this match because Nick Aldis. And you want to talk about track record? How about that guy's track record? And also
Keep it on
Alex.
Shelly. Sorry.
No, that's fair. I completely understand. And also, again, like you said, did you guys just set maybe the Morrison Machine Gun's future? One loses the strap, one goes heel, disjudge the other, and just, you have a whole nother storyline out of that. But doesn't involve the World Championship or doesn't involve maybe the X Division Championship where people might think the Morrison Machine Guns are better founded. So, again, that match literally might have a domino effect to this match. So, James, since you kind of were trying to put the two together in a whole different scenario, while you did already make your pick, what's your thoughts on this World Championship match now that Nick Aldis is back? He's speaking.
Am I speaking?
Yes, you're
Hello?
speaking. Yeah, I hear you.
I couldn't even figure. I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on with my microphone.
Oh, you're good, brother.
Shit. Yeah, Shelly, man. Shelly should retain. I understand all this technically is the bigger star. I wouldn't go back to the old well. He already won the world title at this point over here. He's the established star coming in, and I feel like Impact does have a habit of doing, okay, the established star comes in, wins the world title. They've done it before. But I genuinely believe, fully, wholeheartedly, that Shelly's time is now, and he should not have a Christian scenario here. He should hold that belt for at least a couple of defenses before you just take the belt off him. So, I'm still wearing. I feel weird that they took the belt off Macklin because I thought Macklin was going to go on a hell of a run,
Right?
to a degree, But like, I understand why they went with Shelly, so at least keep it on Shelly at this point.
Yeah, don't have two traditional treatments like that. By the way, Steve Macklin, get well soon. He's injured. So, again, good grief. The friggin' nature of the beast that is this
both
industry.
injured? Well, at least when they come back, there's no title, but now it's not for the title. It makes me sad. Poor Josh.
Either way, Josh Alexander and Steve Macklin needs to happen when both men return.
Yes.
That's the fact. All right. Well, if it makes you feel better, James, the majority do agree with you. 63% believe Alex Shelley is going to retain. Again, Chris, it's his first defense. It's Alex Shelley's first world title match as champion in his 20-year career. And while he was a bit of a guide towards the rise of what became Nick Aldis out of Magnus, Nick Aldis, in a way, feels like he needs to shut the hell up because he has surpassed him in a much more shorter length. And now he's back to remind everybody exactly why they call him the national treasure. So, Chris, does Nick Aldis get the Impact World Championship?
Well, let me give you guys a little stat that I found on the internet.
That's a dangerous place. I'll tell you
Good
that
place
much.
to find it.
So,
Well, that's
and since I'm talking about stats here, go follow our boy Stat Boy on all of his social media accounts.
Keep plug.
Go
Check out the sports bar.
Let me tell you something. In Impact's past shows, the history of torture babyface icons, their first one, Sabin has won and it lasted 28 days.
Right.
James Storm had one, it lasted 8. Josh Alexander first was less than a day. Shelley will be at 36 at bell time. So is he on the course to lose his belt almost soon as he get it? But this is going to be a good match. Yeah, Nick Aldis turned heel.
Right.
And personally, they could have saved it. They could have saved it after the match. They could have had two baby faces going after each other. And then if you want to further the storyline, further the rivalry, then they could have done a heel turn. And Slammiversary is all about making moments, celebrating. They could have made them making history, have Nick Aldis turn heel at this event. But no, they did it at a random Impact TV taping show.
After Against All Odds, when Nick Aldis won the #1 contendership.
And that doesn't make sense whatsoever. On the forum, I picked Alex Shelley to retain. He just got this championship. He had a perfect moment at Against All Odds. There's no way they're taking this title off of him anytime soon. He just got the championship. So Alex Shelley is going to retain. And personally, if they give it to Nick Aldis, guess what? They're hot potatoing championships where I hate hot potatoing championships.
That's a fair point. Again, it's his first defense. Although it still surprises me that Alex Shelley beat Steve Macklin. I think I speak for y'all here when I say that Alex Shelley winning the Impact World Championship against Steve Macklin this year was the biggest upset we could have not predicted, and we didn't, except for Jerry, who's been following Alex Shelley probably his entire career. Respect. So, again, with the fact he finally achieved what Kazarian is still pursuing, I don't want to see it abruptly end just like this. But again, when they go this, why else would you bring the man in all of a sudden? Again, he was MIA from the NWA for reasons, and then kind of just blanked from the industry. Maybe if I was going to go to WWE.
Reasons he partially caused, by the way. I'm still going to point that out there.
Yeah, the hindsight, yes, I understand that, James. Either way, I don't think that the two of them are going to be done with each other. I do think it says for something more. I'm not sure what, but I do think Alex Shelley needs to retain. Not just is going to, I think he needs to. Otherwise, Alex Shelley might as well put up the boots at this point. Because 20 years, you finally got it. And then you immediately lost it. What does that show?
Yeah,
just saying.
Exactly.
What does that show? Gotta go with Alex Shelley here for the win, which means so far I'm predicting that both the Mercy Machine Guns will continue their era still as champions.
Agreed.
So, well, we'll see. All right. Well, as we usually do at SLAMMIVERSARY or Impact Wrestling, they always have like a fun buffer, a legacy match, a cool down. Like,
can I make my prediction?
It's just smart booking. Yes, Jerry.
Can I make my prediction?
He never made his prediction.
No.
I thought I kicked him off. Did I not kick off with him?
No, you didn't. You just kept on going.
You just kept on going.
We're
good.
I either start with Jerry or I end with Jerry when it comes to Motion Machine Guns because of OVW and the legacy. So, Jerry.
You're like my dad. We went out for cigarettes and never came home.
Hold on. I'll point to you. Okay. I'll just keep pointing to you so everybody knows.
Secondly, when people do a diatribe, stuff gets lost in the shuffle. Jerry, I definitely wanted to save you for this in a pinnacle spot because, again, this is one of those matches that truly could go either way and really could be forever changing one of these men's legacy. So, Jerry, you already talked about Chris Sabin and Leo Rush. You seem very torn on that. Are you as torn on this one, if not more? What's your take?
Not really, but I think it's kind of weird if Steve Macklin hadn't gotten injured, and they had kept with the storyline and he was going to be in SLAMMIVERSARY as a champion. What would have that done? That would have completely screwed up that entire program. So that's kind of food for thought there. Nick Aldis, I honestly think that every British wrestling star is a potential heel.
Right.
They even open up their mouths, and you automatically either want to hate you kind of want to hate them. I don't want to be that guy, but you look at any British wrestler in Impact history, wrestling history in general, and if they start talking, automatic boos.
Yeah,
so
unless it's Jamie Hayter, I'm a hater.
Yeah, well, Hayter's great, but she doesn't really talk that much either. For a long time, she didn't until just recently, and now she. Anyhow,
fair
I think Nick Aldis was brought in because I think him and Mickie James were supposed to be set up to be a power couple, and both of them hold the titles. But since Mickie James isn't in the picture right now, they're kind of having to kind of shove him aside or just kind of shoehorn him in to a match with Alex Shelley.
And the problem is too, Jerry. Just to add to your point, they lost one power couple because Mickie got hurt, and now they just lost another power couple because Macklin got hurt. So
that's just bizarre. That's just really crazy that happened.
But
But-
also, as far as your power couple thing goes, Macklin and Deanna both were champions, but it never was like they were in a scene
Yeah.
together. They still were just doing their own thing. So the whole power couple thing, it's a dynamic on paper, I get, but it does need to be necessarily part of a product.
If you look at it this way, Peraza and Macklin, they weren't really as publicized as Aldis and Mickey James were. So it's one of those situations where like your basic wrestling fan actually knows that Mickey James and Nick Aldis are together. Me, I didn't know about Peraza and Macklin until about a week prior to that show. So it's one of those things where I never really caught on to that. But I know about Macklin and I know about Aldis and Mickey James. So I think they're going to get put into respective like championship programs once they get back. But Nick Aldis was already signed on. He was ready to wrestle. So they had to do something with him. And what better way to bring him back than to put him into a championship match?
Yes, immediately.
Yeah. So just to keep some shine on him, and what better way for Alex Shelley to cement like at least his first defense than taking out one of the guys that like for a long time there, former NWA champion, former Impact champion. The guy's got a pretty decent track record so far. So it'd be nice for him to shut up a couple of naysayers by beating a traditional wrestler in one of either the main event or semi-main event Slammiversary. So Alex Shelley for the win.
I just wonder what that does for Nick Aldis, because for Nick Aldis and his ego to lose,
I think he'll show respect to him at the end of the match. I think in the long run, he will shake his hand at the end because the better man won that night, and maybe he reverts back to being a face that next show. We don't know until that happens, but that's how I see it playing out.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I don't know if I want to see a heel Nick Aldis in Impact Wrestling too. So
exactly,
I do like that idea because I do feel like Nick Aldis, while he was under, you could say Alex Shelley's winning tree, Nick Aldis has been where Alex Shelley finally got to. So if Alex Shelley can beat Nick Aldis here in this scenario in the dominant position, that has to yield some sort of respect and a real full circle moment. So I do like that outlook a lot. I actually hope that happens. But either way, we're all unanimous with Alex Shelley. It's just, again, the injury angles. If Mickey didn't get injured, would Mickey be going in here as Knockouts World Champion? If Macklin didn't get injured, would Macklin somehow still be a part of this whole picture besides the tag match that we're about to talk about? These injuries, I feel, have thrown off, particularly Mickey James, I feel like, the pace of Impact Wrestling to a degree, but somehow they keep going. Respect. All right. Well, let's go ahead and talk about this. No singing the national anthem, non-copyright. Damn it, non-copyright. But I'm pretty sure we're going to get a former team back here. Will he be brought back to life? You tell me. Who is vacant? I don't know. But this is happening, folks. As Bully Ray teams up with, again, Macklin's injured, get well soon. Diener, who gave a very compelling case on Busted Open for those that listen to that. Keep plug. They take on Scott D'Amore. You heard me right. Coach, president, executive of Impact Wrestling, and former competitor for that matter. Scott D'Amore and... But the funny thing is, after Impact Wrestling, he made a call saying there's nothing they can do to bring PCL back to life, but can you come back to life at least one more time? He leaves, and there's a Team Canada, that shirt, you tell me, in the black and red, as we go off the air. Oh, and the special enforcer is the hockey guy, Darren McCarthy. All right, so first off, just going to say it right now, I guarantee you we're going to see a Canadian Destroyer. Secondly, there's no way in hell Scott D'Amore's team's losing this thing, right? I mean,
no way. It's not. No, we all are in agreement that he's not losing. Chris, do you agree that Scott D'Amore's team
I got
is not
three
losing?
options, so...
Yeah, I think we all have different options. That's something.
Go for it. I mean,
you started off first.
I put the question out on Twitter, so let's see what you come up with. Who is Scott D'Amore's partner, and how does this team beat Bully Ray and Diener?
Well, I changed. Originally, I had Bully Ray and Diener, so, but I am changing my pick to Scott D'Amore. But there's three options that I could see.
There could be only one.
You must choose one.
I said three options. So by
Right.
the end of this, I will select one of them.
Okay. Calm down.
Let him
Oh,
cook.
my
Let him
gosh.
cook, guys. Let him cook.
Let him book.
Okay, so the first option
Cook.
is I have a gut feeling Scott D'Amore had a call with Tommy Dreamer. I think
feel like-
Tommy Dreamer.
No, sorry, wait a minute.
My second option, it could be four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCartney.
Oh, no, so he's not special enforcer. He's actual tag team
Oh
competitor.
my god, that would be ridiculous if that got changed on the
It's Impact
fly.
Wrestling, James. They
It
would
is
do
Impact.
That
That
would
is Impact.
absolutely do that.
Yeah.
And number 3, I believe there's going to maybe be a return in this. Yeah, people are saying PCO got out and he's not going to be able to come. I know Bully
Man,
Ray
Live
has.
shoved Barry has it down his throat.
I
Yeah,
know
come back
Bully
live into
Ray has Diener. What if Scott D'Amore has Eric Young?
Yeah.
that. That's
I
the
agree.
go-to right now for people. That's the go-to.
Yeah, it's Eric Young for me as well.
Because what I'm hearing is, and people are saying Eric Young signed a contract to WWE, but he
Never been seen.
hasn't been seen, and he was supposed to be in the Bray Wyatt storyline. Well, we all know Bray Wyatt is not on television right now.
For reasons.
Yeah.
So I got Scott D'Amore team winning, and I am gonna say it. I'm actually gonna go with Eric Young as Scott D'Amore's tag team partner. And I know it'd be a bonus point, but how many points do we get with this? Just 1 or 2 points?
I'm just gonna do one. I'm not crazy. You know me. I keep it simple. So if everyone's right, it is Eric Young and not insert name here, y'all get a bonus point.
Or I have a fourth. It could scratch that.
Well, what's the fourth? You can't just do that now and then just pull out.
Well,
Yeah, you have to say it out loud
Commit.
now. Sorry, you put it out in the world.
You gotta commit to it.
I know I saw Eric Young. I know I saw Johnny, and I see Robert Roode. But Robert Roode is still in
Injured.
WWE, though.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
super
injured
injured.
as well.
And he's injured
It's
as
either
well.
Eric Young or Johnny that's going to be. But Eric Young is coming back tomorrow night.
I mean, why not get a 1? No, I'm kidding.
What do you
No.
mean a 1?
No, A1. He's a
A1.
wrestler that was a part of Team Canada and he sucked. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Look,
Yeah,
look,
Al.
if they could get Mike Jackson to challenge Trey Miguel for the SVG Championship, Impact could do anything as far as
That
goes.
is fair. That is fair. Okay, so maybe don't hold it past him. But no, I think you're on the money. I think it's going to be Young. I think there's a couple things here. If he is signed, in fact, to WWE and he shows up to, on Impact, that means he's probably under the similar deal that Sean Daivari was under. Because keep in mind, Sean Daivari was working for WWE while he was in Impact as well for a spell. So, and he was a backstage producer. So that tells me until Bray Wyatt comes back, he's a backstage producer, and because he's probably bored out of his fucking mind, he's probably like, "Hey, Hunter, can I go here because I'm getting a call?" And Triple H is just like, "Let me talk it over with Vince." Vince is like, "Yeah, I don't care." And he's probably like, "Yeah, go."
Impact is still a company?
Yeah, exactly.
What the hell's
Yeah. Impact, they're selling body assets. Damn it. No.
Put my name on the contract.
Put my name on the contract.
We'll take Access
That's-
TV over.
Vince, that's forgery. I can't do that. No. It's okay. I'm giving you
I
permission.
beat the government.
You
I
have
can do
permission
anything.
to forge my name, pal.
All right, dial it back, people. Come on.
Yeah, let's dial back the McMahonism, because Lord help anybody that followed that.
That-
Oh,
that-
that might as well be a fucking disease with Twitter being sorry.
James.
Ooh, Fraba.
Okay.
Calm down.
So yeah, I think either he is with WWE and that's the deal he has, or he isn't with WWE and dirt sheets are so bad again. Dirt sheets, no integrity, get a story run. No.
Someone get a screen cap of that. All right, Jerry. Now again, man, you're one of the most creative people I know. You're also one of the. You and I, again, we followed Impact Wrestling through the worst of it, 2010. Lord help us. And we also know a lot of the legacy that is Impact Wrestling. I mean, I don't know if you watched the Impact channel. They did like best Slammiversary matches. The first one they did was King of the Ring, and of course, it had money with the pounds. It had Raven, and Raven, he has shown up in Impact. I mean, so hey, there's another name you can think about there. And Extreme, Raven, Bully Ray, no love lost with each other, I'm sure. So, Jerry, what's your thoughts on this tag match? Is it really obvious as Eric Young, or could you see it being something even more out of the blue?
Okay, well, I know I'm not going to get the bonus point because I know Slammiversary is like very good at surprising people.
Yeah.
So, but if I'm going to go ahead and go out with that, I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory. I think it's if they're going to get somebody out of WWE for a one night off, it's going to be Petey fucking Williams.
Yeah,
and you're gonna
thank
see,
you.
And you're going to see stereo Canadian destroyers to pretty much end that match.
This is why Jerry and I are friends. We literally are on the same mind. Like, that's literally what I was thinking.
Eric Young, yeah, he'd be cool. He'd be like my second pick for it. But if we're gonna go Canada and you're gonna grab somebody up from WWE, even if it's the producer / writer, just for one night, Petey Williams, and that would be an awesome way to have him in that match. So,
All right, enough of that.
I just love the idea of double trees of woe too, with everybody just screaming, "Oh, Canada!"
That would be
our home.
Chills. It'd be chills. It'd be Canadian chills. It'd be Canadian goosebumps. Canadian goosebumps.
Canadian goosebumps, eh?
Canadian flags waving proudly in the audience.
That's going to be my pick, and it's going to be Scott D'Amore and whoever his partner is picking up the win.
Yeah, let's see here. Some people said, well, the most obvious pick was Eric Young, as you alluded to, Chris. We got one for Tommy Dreamer. Someone said Joe Doring, which is a fair shout-out. James Storm, Josh Alexander. Folks, he's injured, all right? They think PCO will be revived back from the grave. I don't know how that's possible. He got set on fire, for Pete's sake. Someone even said Devon. And then someone said also Petey Williams. But again, I just think Petey Williams just makes so much damn sense on a night you honor the legacy of Impact Wrestling. How would you not honor Team Canada with one of the pioneers of the Canadian Destroyer? And
the captain.
Captain, yes, it writes itself. It is so damn good on paper. I would love to see that. What did Dwayne say here? Watch it be someone like Renee Dupree.
French-Canadian connection.
And Eric Young got killed. To be fair, Impact Wrestling is known to kill off people, including one I still hold against them to this day.
By the way, that's not a bad shout though, because Renee Dupree's actually killing it right now in Pro Wrestling Noah. He is so good now.
I bought the guy a hot dog at an OVW show. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, and to be fair about Eric Young, in 2020, Eric Young came back to Impact Wrestling at Slammiversary. So it would be kind of fun to actually see him back here 3 years later. And last year, he was involved in the main event, challenging for the Impact World Championship against Josh Alexander at Slammiversary. So while it does feel like it's the stage for Eric Young moments, it would just be so much better if Petey Williams comes out and we hear the Canadian National Anthem, place explodes, and some point you get Canadian Destroyers from Petey Williams, Scott D'Amore. Hell, I want to see Darren McCarthy try and do one.
It It would just be cool for the lights to all go down. You hear that blare, and you see him with his back to the crowd, that Team Canada jersey back on again. That would just be so dope.
Yes. I'd pop for it. I don't know, James, would I pop for it? All right. Well, let's go ahead and as we get down to the big event, I hope everybody's enjoyed the conversation. Please got a comment, tell a friend. Again, get your opinions in. You'll find the link to the forum on my
Did James get his pick in?
Yeah, he also said Scott DeMartin. He's also going with Eric Young.
All right, cool.
And also, folks, again, you got till 6:30 p.m. Standard Time to finalize them. Join the Impact League. I see 24 of you have gotten your picks in so far. So good luck to everybody. Again, I expect a lot to be created and honored and accomplished. I expect surprises. I just expect a fun wrestling pay-per-view. And again, for those that are wondering, of course, I am tracking the league. Ashley is still holding down first place. But Jerry, you definitely are doing pretty well in Impact Wrestling. So good on you, brother. So keep up with it. But that being said, guys,
I'd be doing even better if I had woken up that one day and actually put my predictions in.
Oh, yeah, you know. What are you gonna do? All right, guys, been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of chat, but now it is time for proverbially what might as well should be based on the setup here. And yes, Sean, we are finally going to go into it. And I did start your comments before, gentlemen. It is time to discuss what we believe will be the main event. 3 years ago, an individual named the Virtuosa came forth to this stage and made this division her own, and has only heightened it ever since. Being the main event, being the champ, and now being a 3-time Knockouts World Champion. But now she faces somebody that has accomplished so much in the world of sports entertainment, and now is back in professional wrestling to find her glow and once again remind people the star that she is. This is Deonna Purrazzo defending the Knockouts World Championship against Trinity. Okay, I'm nervous about this for a couple of reasons. One, Trinity, like Nick Aldis, got thrusted immediately into this spot, but she has never been involved in Impact Wrestling or TNA before. This is a case where somebody originally started and went through the WWE, decided to leave and come down to Impact Wrestling to redefine herself.
Going down, though.
Well, the way I see it, I look at the majority of people that might not know what Impact is. For me, I call it a step up when I continue to say, and I quote, Impact Wrestling has the best women's division from a non-all-women's wrestling company in the industry. Damn it!
Yeah.
I digress.
Mm-hmm.
Even better than some of the women ones.
Yeah, right. Sure.
Yeah, for real.
All right, guys. So Trinity, of course, showed up during the tapings in Chicago. She made her intentions be known, and the first name that came out of her mouth was the virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo. We've seen how there is mutual respect with these two, but that finally went out the window last night during that feud. Both of these women have already beaten Giselle Shaw and Savannah Evans, respectfully. And, of course, Deonna Purrazzo won this title back at Rebellion, defended successfully against Jordan Grace, where Jordan Grace can never challenge for it again, and Trinity has been undefeated so far since arriving to Impact Wrestling. They've already jawed each other when it comes to the fact that, Deonna, you already were fired, but Deonna said, Trinity, I'm going to make sure that you leave in WWE was one of the worst mistakes you made to the point you're going to leave here. But also, if you watch the video that highlights a preview of this match, Deonna is never satisfied. She knows how great she is, but she can't call herself one of the greatest until she beats somebody. Much as we don't want to talk about this and that, apples and oranges, companies. When you somehow survive in the world of sports entertainment, it is the top echelon of the industry. You gotta surpass Trinity in this case, former SmackDown Women's Champion. If Deonna Purrazzo beats Trinity here, I don't think you call her the greatest, but that puts Deonna at a whole nother level in this industry. Chris, I remember you talked to me about you wanted to kick things off with this match. So here you go. Who is your pick to leave with the Knockouts World Championship?
Well, this is the match I am most likely waiting for on scene tomorrow night. This is the match
you and most of the wrestling world that even knows Trinity, for that matter.
I am ready for this match to take place. For Trinity, I'm happy that she is in a wrestling ring again and doing what she loves to do best. I do believe, Trinity, she got in this spot for a reason, to put on the absolute best match in her whole entire career. And sorry if my dog is barking.
It's all right, bro.
I was trying to focus on your chat, not James's mimic.
I was mimicking your dog the whole time, bro. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's all good.
But
bring it down a notch. I get you.
But overall, with Trinity, she's going to put on the best match of her whole entire career. I think it's early that you put the championship on her. I don't think Trinity is taking this win. If she does, that will be an upset in the making. But overall, on the forum, I picked Deonna Purrazzo to win. I'm gonna stick to that. I think Deonna Purrazzo retains, and what is gonna come after. That's what I'm gonna get into, because she never lost that Knockouts World Championship. She had to relinquish that championship due to an injury.
Yep.
I just have a gut feeling this Slammiversary, it's all about celebrations, making memories that will last a lifetime, making moments, making history. It's all about the returns, the debuts, title changes. It's going to be an exciting moment. But tomorrow night, Deonna Purrazzo retains, and you are going to hear in Canada, what is a hardcore country, you are going to hear Mickie James' theme song tomorrow night. And I think tomorrow night, Mickie James returns to Impact Wrestling to step up to Deonna Purrazzo. And then you will get, it could happen at Emergence, or it could happen at the next Impact pay-per-view. Deonna Purrazzo versus Mickie James for the Knockouts World Championship. And everybody will talk about Mickie James had to relinquish that championship due to injury. She never lost the championship. Is she going to win the championship back from Deonna Purrazzo? And I think that match will be money.
Very well put, and very interesting epilogue when you consider, Gary, Mickie James is the one individual that has yet to lose to Deonna Purrazzo. But Deonna Purrazzo has beaten absolutely everybody else in that Knockouts roster. Trinity is the latest newcomer, and she is, again, a competitor of a different identity. She comes from the land of sports entertainment, and to her credit, very well founded in this industry. It's not the first time Deonna Purrazzo has faced a former W superstar. Again, Mickie James. I kept talking about Mickie James, the one victory that has eluded the Virtuosa. I thought that was going to be the setup in the Rebellion. I still think before Mickie James is truly gone, which again, that injury, like Chris said, does make me believe that Mickie James will return one more time. I do think before Mickie James is truly done and puts down the boots while she left the hat and the title in the ring, her and Deonna need to do it one last time. With that being said, I believe, and you all know what I stand for when it comes to this women's division and the pedigree of the Virtuosa. the most purely founded technical female wrestler not named Serena Deeb. It still surprises me that Deeb has not shown up yet in Impact Wrestling. And honestly, I can see that more coming sooner than Mickie James at this point. Jerry, where do you stand on this? It's Trinity's biggest moment to date in her career, but I would say the same thing for Deonna Purrazzo, if not so more pressure on the Virtuosa. So does Deonna get it done on the stage where she first began?
Yes. I think
Yeah.
I love it.
that was gonna be my answer. Yes.
Yeah.
Don't need to over elaborate on it. Just simply say yes because the Virtuosa is
Yep.
the event. Love it, great. But seriously,
But I think what's gonna be happening is Deonna Purrazzo is gonna beat Trinity at this pay-per-view, which will be nice because she's a great champion. Simple as that. And like Trinity's just now coming in. She's got respect for the company. I know that much. So it'd be nice for her to just automatically not assume that she's going to get the world title strapped to her right when she gets there. She wants to show that she actually could be like a workhorse, to actually be someone that company can count on to be around, and that's important.
Not by name recognition either.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Chris's idea about Mickie James showing up at the end, no. Let Deonna Purrazzo have her moment. Let her celebrate. Let it be awesome. If Mickie James comes back, it won't be automatically challenging Deonna Purrazzo. I think we'll have one of those situations where we'll have a whole bunch of different knockouts trying to claim a spot to face off against Deonna Purrazzo at Bound for Glory. And that's when you get almost like an Ultimate X match. And that's when Mickie James makes her return. She throws her hat in the ring, literally, to be in this match. And that sets up for her, her saying, okay, I'm in this match at Bound for Glory against Deonna Purrazzo. And if I don't win, I'm done. And that is how Mickie James' story ends.
In Impact Wrestling, not in WIW, though. Stay tuned.
Yeah, because you had that championship program that they're going to be setting up with Nick Aldis probably winning the belt and Mickie James already having the belt.
Right.
So since she's already lost it, since she's already had to relinquish it because of the injury, the whole timetable's been thrown off. That whole script's probably been thrown away. So they have to do something different. And if you're going to have a whole bunch of knockouts going after Deonna Purrazzo, that'd be awesome for an awesome way to do it. And have Deonna Purrazzo come out on the next Impact talking about her victory and everything. And then maybe with a little bit of fantasy booking and a little high prayer, Noah, we get Serena Deeb showing up, and she's the next challenger to Deonna Purrazzo that sandwiches in between that and Bound for Glory.
All I'm going to say is this. The two most well-founded technical female wrestlers right now is Serena Deeb and Deonna Purrazzo, and they have yet to face each other one-on-one. This needs to happen. And no, Dwayne, Serena Deeb is still in AEW. They have nothing creative for her, so they haven't booked her for any freaking shit, which is a damn disgrace. But I digress. Now, Dwayne does also bring the point, if Mercedes Moné, allegedly, is there also, would she just be there to see Trinity lose, or would she make an impact of her own? I mean, Mercedes Moné in Impact Wrestling, Trinity's one favorite. Mercedes Moné, what? Consider Mercedes Moné, let's just put it out there. Mercedes Moné resume is much higher than Trinity's. I'm just going to put that out there right now, all right? But it's just one of those things where right now, for Trinity to do this choice in her career, it's not just because of name value, all right? It's because of a self-choice. She is out to prove something, and it won't come overnight. It will come with as much hard work, if not more, than what she was known for in the land of the Giants. So, yeah, Deonna Purrazzo has to retain, in my opinion, too. And a majority are actually going with, what? Wow. 67% are actually going with Trinity becoming the Knockouts World Champion. They're actually going with the W Super. I'm pretty sure most of these people.
We're all in the minority, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, so
I don't think.
Go ahead and get your thoughts towards this match. What does it mean for both individuals here? What could be next for both?
I think Deonna has to retain because I think she's got to conclude her feud with Mickie before Mickie retires. from all wrestling except WYW. Again, stay tuned. I have to kind of say that because
I know.
we
You're
didn't
good.
really kind of plan for that.
Things happen.
But shit happened. But yeah, it's one of those things where I think they're gonna continue this until then. And yeah, I do think that they can't end it here. I think the reign continues for a little bit longer. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Deonna retains. I'm actually surprised that we're in the minority on this. I thought a lot more people would go with Deonna here.
Well, you got to consider this when Chris talks about money. And again, guys, I'm not JJ. I'm not, a stockbroker. But let's just be honest here. Recognition for a wider audience that doesn't know Impact Wrestling comes with Trinity. Because people know Trinity. Because more people, even if you're a casual that literally listens to this thing on YouTube Red while vacuuming in your living room and hearing your dog barking, the WWE thing exists just because of name value alone. And Trinity leaving that was a super big deal because of not just who she's related to, but the fact of the matter is that Trinity and Mercedes Moné, the former Sasha Banks, made a huge media uproar out of it, as far as reports go, when they left WWE in the first place. And Mercedes Moné returned to the industry sooner than Trinity. Who knows how long Trinity's been thinking about this? Who knows how long Trinity's been alongside Mercedes Moné's journey to New Japan Pro Wrestling to become the friggin' IWGP Women's Championship against freaking Kyrie at Battle in the Valley. Who knows how long these two have been at this together, but supporting each other in their decisions, if not influence each other in their decisions. This is much bigger than the Knockouts World Championship, which in my opinion is still the most respectable and represented women's championship right now on the Western Front. I said what I said. But I do think it's also a huge chance for people to recognize Impact Wrestling. So I feel that's another reason here too. You go with the obvious convention but you're surprised by what you don't know. And that's why I feel the Virtuoso winning would be even more of a fitting decision for Impact Wrestling here. Long may she reign. And why her contract expires January 1st, Sean, it's one of those things that Moose, you just talked about. Moose signed pretty much Impact for life. Impact Wrestling, the Virtuosa has defined herself when NXT wasted this idea of what she could be on a seizure-inducing entrance for a guy named Axiom. So, again, I can't go... I said what I said. I can't go against the Virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo. She is the leader of this Knockouts division. That's not named Gail Kim, who's booking the damn thing in the first place. Long may she reign, Deonna Purrazzo retains.
I love when Noah's feisty. Holy shit. Just bury him softly, brother.
What do you mean? I didn't say anything out of term, did I? Tell me when I'm telling lies.
No.
I'm not gonna say you're wrong. I'm scared.
Yeah, because I'm not. Anyway, thank you, everybody.
Love it.
Yes.
It's one thing to have an opinion. It's another thing for it to be fact. Impact Wrestling versus WWE.
Ooh, you tell him.
All right, guys, enough of that. This isn't a freaking debate about WWE versus Impact because nobody wins the debate. It's just a conversation, and I stand by what I say. But that being said, I also stand by the fact that this has been an incredible discussion once again here at Stupid Predicting, and I thank everybody for tuning in. I thank you all for being a part of it. Before we conclude, let's go ahead and plug, promote, and hype up this show and ourselves too. Gary, always a pleasure. You truly are an impactful fellow. I look forward to the next time we reconvene outside WWE, it seems, based on just scheduling and better scoring, because, again, you and I are what we are. But anything you want to plug, promote, and where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Gerald_JSJ or my Facebook group Armbar, all capital, ARMBAR, exclamation point.
Don't forget it.
Gotta update that graphic eventually.
I was about to say that's an old graphic, but yeah, you find me there. Don't try to add me as a friend on Facebook if you don't actually talk to me, because I'm not going to add you.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Well, again, Jay, always a pleasure. I know soon you gotta do the work or get some rest. So again, if you want to bounce, man, I understand. God bless.
I'll wait till everybody else does their shtick, because I like listening to you, Noah. I like yours. You've completely homed it since our times back to the NXT reviews. So it's really cool to actually hear it come to fruition.
Dude, the fact that it was the fact that him and I, you introduced us to each other at NXT UK Tea Time or whatever it was called, and we were like,
NXT
and
party.
now, yeah, NXT
NXT
party,
party.
and then now we're here hosting shows and co-hosting shit, like coming up with edits. That intro was me, by the way.
Again, I just do this for fun. I never expected to do anything like this. So how things happen out of circumstance, I guess. So forever grateful and humble. But thank you for that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, and again, we're not laying up anytime soon, as far as I'm concerned.
No,
that being said, Chris, again, man, always a pleasure. You always have been a great part of this too, as far as predictions and discussion goes. And maybe one day you could host your own show. I would like to see it. But anyway, Chris, anything you want to plug for, where can we find you?
Well, you could put up my social media accounts. So let me start with my Twitter account.
The king of social media, damn it. Respect him, damn it. He's the king of social media. Gino, what you
My
do?
Twitter is uppercase C, uppercase R, lowercase OTZ 24. And you'll see CM Punk as my background. So tell me when I'm telling lies. My Insta is CMROTZ6472. Facebook is Christopher Rotz. My TikTok is Rotz_2423. My Discord is CRotz2423. My Snapchat is C_Rotz17. That is all of my social media accounts. It's always been a pleasure. And I want to say this from the bottom of my heart. If you don't have anything to watch this whole entire weekend,
right?
Tonight we got Friday Night SmackDown and we got AEW Rampage. Then tomorrow night we got Impact Wrestling SLAMMIVERSARY, and for the first time in AEW history, we are going to be getting 3 hours of AEW tomorrow with Collision and with Battle of the Belts. If there's not even I'm encouraging everybody, if there's a match that you want to see, watch it. If you say, no, I'm not going to watch this, I got something better to do, then get out of the fandom this moment. We don't need you. We don't need the negativity. We need positive. So if you don't have anything to watch over the weekend, I encourage you all to watch SLAMMIVERSARY, Collision, and Battle of the Belts tomorrow night. And just at least give it a shot. Give it a try. If you like it, you like it. You don't, just get out of the fandom. So I want to leave you guys to that. I would like to get the countdown when we get closer to the end of the show.
I got you.
The next time you'll be seeing us is next week for Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor.
And then down. It's not going to slow down.
Date and time is determined. Then we got NXT Great American Bash. And then sorry about that. And then and then for the next time we'll be here for WWE will be SummerSlam. That will be my biggest show of the whole entire summer. We got SummerSlam. Then that's not done. We got Multiverse United. We got Emergence. We got All In. We got All Out. We got Payback. And there's many more left to come.
Oh, wow. Hold on. Jerry, where did you go, brother? Because whatever the hell's going on, we can hear it all the way from here.
It's a guitar. Don't worry, I'll mute it.
Yeah, muted on him. Yeah, sorry, Jerry.
Sorry about
we
that.
We legitimately heard you. I don't know what the hell. Clearly.
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
So yeah, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure being on the panel videos. Hope you guys enjoy SLAMMIVERSARY tomorrow, Collision, and Battle of the Belts. Enjoy your weekend and let's have a good night.
Before Jerry Slaughter plays us out instead of the countdown with his own rendition of
I
Kumbaya,
honestly, can we close it out with that? You count
Yeah.
count us down, and then Jerry just plays the ukulele before
Yeah,
we get
play
to the
Kumbaya.
outro.
Yeah, we'll
the
do it that
ukulele.
way. I'll count it down, and then Jerry, he'll do the guitar. He might do a better guitar thing than Jeff Jarrett does.
There you go. All
There
right,
you go. Don't piss him off, though.
Yeah, there you
Anyway,
go.
James, I see you shared your screen. Let's go ahead and
Yes.
get your plugs going, brother. What do you want to play or promote, and where can people find you?
Alrighty,
Oh,
so
God, that was too damn funny.
that was tremendous. You
That was
guys can
tremendous.
follow me on YouTube. That's youtube.com/jhebert.
Sorry.
Side 95. We got a cat in the shot now, of course, as you have it on the slow screen, but we need the view, so get the cat up. We have Jerry's cat. Jerry's cat
we got
decided to say
Jerry
hello.
Cat. Let me see.
We have a
Can I,
cat. We'll get to my plugs in later. That's not important.
yeah.
Right now,
Hold on. I know what to do.
there you go.
show me this.
Making the center of attention. The kitty must be center of attention.
What do I do? What do I do? How do I? Oh, solo layout. Here we go.
There you go. Yeah, there he is. Hi, kitty cat. You're so
Look at
cute. Look at how cute you are. Yes.
Everyone loves a cat.
Everybody loves a cat. Okay.
Everybody wants to like a cat.
Oh, that's so cute. All right, now we can go back while Jerry's having the pets with the kitty cat. Okay, so yeah, you guys can follow me on YouTube at youtube.com/user/jhebert95. On the screen that I'm sharing, what would be on the J Hebert Studios, which you can follow at jhebertside95. Indie Force episode 27. This will be the last episode with the old format. We're actually going to be changing things up going forward. So after this episode, there will be no topic list. We're just going to kind of freeform and just talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about, with gameplay footage in the center with us in the corners. That's how we're going to be doing it from now on. So whatever we decide to do, that's how we're going to do it. But yeah, that's kind of going to be the format going forward, and it will all be in person. This is going to be the last one where we do it via Discord, I believe. I think we're actually going to do it all via in person, or at the very least with gameplay in the center of the thing. That said, the topic list is what you see as follows. We're going to be talking about Street Fighter 6, AEW Fight Forever, Linkin Park's Meteora 20th Anniversary Edition, specifically the single Lost, Mortal Kombat's relaunch. Again, I don't know why. And
you gotta reset the universe with Fire God Liu Kang.
Why? That's stupid.
Because
Anyway.
the world got destroyed and it has to reset again.
Okay, whatever.
Spoiler alert for those that did not play the last Mortal Kombat.
And Smash.com Smosh reuniting. Anthony Padilla and Ian Heacox bought the company back from Defy Media and also from Mythical Entertainment. So they now have Smosh again.
Oh, good God Almighty!
So they're back. It's the whole crew's still there that they have now assembled, but now Anthony and Ian are now the owners and the directors and pretty much the CEOs, if you will, of Smosh. So it's fucking wild. We're going to be talking about that and so much more, including an update, a very, very good and important update on Weymouth Youth Wrestling. We are very, very close to getting 52 weeks recorded. It's big news. You're going to want to tune in if you're a fan of Weymouth Youth Wrestling. That's the main event topic after Smosh. Again, youtube.com/user/jhebertside95. There's going to be stuff on the Wrestling Fortune 44 Incorporated channel as well. Owen Finch and I are going to be doing at some point next week a NXT TakeOver London retro, and that will be fun to kind of look back on. I love that show. I thought that show was very underrated in the TakeOver era.
Completely agree.
So that's going to be a good show to go back on, which, by the way, funny timing because of, Baron Corbin's recent return to the Lone Wolf gimmick. So that's pretty fun. And I get to go back and watch the Lone Wolf at his peak. So, yeah, that's good stuff. But, yeah, we're going to be that's going to be a good show, fun show to review. And, yeah, stay tuned to this channel. FTW Main Hub, which is now, you could search it up on YouTube, youtube.com/@FTW Productions Main. First episode of Best of FTW premiered. Shared experiences with myself and Mr. Saudio re-aired there with a new graphic. That is a story between that was written by myself and Mr. Saudio, guest starring Casey Gallagher and Firelord Kuzan. So go check that out. And also on this channel, which Noah will, I'm sure will plug, check out Simple Bracketology for the G1 Climax. Shit was awesome. So yeah, I made the intro for that too. It was fun.
Again, very creative, very busy, and very respectful.
Very creative, very busy. Yes.
Yes. Danhausen still wants his blimp at AEW all in London. Will he get it or not? I don't know.
Very nice, very evil. I hope Danhausen comes back.
Danhausen, not that Danhausen. Love that Danhausen. All right, enough of that.
Always love that Danhausen.
I still can't believe I witnessed Danhausen's debut at AEW just out of nowhere.
You're so lucky.
So freaking awesome. Oh, I gotta get back to live wrestling. All right. Well, thank you guys. Been a pleasure. Again, thank you everybody that's tuned in and got their predictions so far. I see 24 of you. Again, guys, that includes 3 of you. Make sure your predictions are finalized, or at least in some capacity in the form. All predictions are final, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Some quick comments here. Can't wait. I may have to believe in him, but let's freaking go, Kenny King. Blasphemy! JJ, I know that was you. Even a blue clock is right twice a day. Support NoDQ.com. Wrestling, 21 years of reading back wrestling, Enjoy the show, Go Alex Shelley. I believe in Joe Hendry. Nope. No, that's it. TNA. Can't wait. I love people that just give their simple thoughts and just engage in this. That's at the end of the day we're all in this for to do. Anyway, folks, you want to find out more about me, though, know this. Again, it's always a pleasure engaging with others. But what am I but this? For I am but a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it! But I digress. So again, if you want to engage with me in any capacity, find me primarily on the Twitter and on YouTube and in Foster 1916 for all things wrestling. And shout out, of course, to the entire ETW family on the Twitter and our social media platforms. As always, you can check out the flagship of our family, our podcast forum, the ATW View. We'll be doing another episode, I believe a crossover with the Wrestling Rundown here pretty soon. So stay tuned for more on that. And of course, you can also find me weekly with either Owen or Zero with James, the producer seat, giving you all things all elite wrestling on AEW Spark. Of course, with FTW Productions that have done a great job reigniting the conversation. Appreciate you guys and what you've done with that. Stay tuned for me and others and James and company. You never know who might show up or what might ensue on the Saturday night shenanigans that are open mic night. And yes, that is also occurring this week after Slammiversary 2. And speaking of Slammiversary, again, Slammiversary is about Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling is a family-oriented environment. I want to give a quick shout out to the entire Simply Predicting family. Whether you've been on here constantly or been on here at least one time, thank you to all of you that have become part of this fun little platform I call Simply Predicting. And let's just keep the fun going, and let's always have something to predict and always something to discuss. How about that? And speaking of which, Simply Predicting, as Chris politely alluded to, it's not stopping anytime soon. As here's what's next on the ballot. We have Them for Dishonor, NXT, SummerSlam, Impact, and so much more too. And again, these are just the next 8, as I will keep up with this type of format to keep you guys engaged and in tune. And in conjunction with mostly City Predicting will be, of course, the Deputation Network, Multiverse Media live watch-along events, which, of course, my voice, no matter who I'm calling with, is used for every one of them. So stay tuned for all these upcoming live watch-along events now official, with Impact Slammiversary being the next one on the ballot. And based on funds, Death Before Dishonor currently has an asterisk. So stay tuned for more on that. Go check out me and JJ's Simple Take on Money in the Bank, and stay tuned for more Simple Takes with me, JJ, and possibly James on the next biggest shows coming up in WWE and AEW. The next one will be SummerSlam. If you haven't already, go follow the Renegade JJ Williams at Casa D18 Studios. You can find him on the following links here in the social media. Go check out his latest content, including the members only section. Become a member today. You'll get retro calls with me and him and all sorts of different reviews for wrestling and non-wrestling stuff too. He recently did Capital Punishment. I feel bad for him personally. And he also did the Black and Gold NXT, or excuse me, my NXT! Damn it! And Jerry's! And James! Damn it! But I digress. The best NXT. I said what I said. So go check out those reviews as well. And me and JJ pretty soon will also be doing a retro callback for a Money in the Bank ladder match too. Stay tuned for more on that. As James also politely alluded to, and there will be more coverage as the tournament continues to ensue. That literally begins tomorrow morning, 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you can watch the first 2 days of this thing in full at NWWorld.com for free. So take a chance on New Japan Pro Wrestling if you haven't already. As me, Kusan, and Casey, And 0 did our simple bracketology for G1 Climax 33, Born in the Ring. So go check that out already if you haven't already either. Again, there's always something to discuss. There's always something I'm doing. There's always something my voice is carrying to when it comes to discussions in all things wrestling. But as always, I'd like to conclude, there are no winners, there are no losers, there are no betters, just fans with opinions with this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too, treasure your families, and just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It's as simple as that. So with that being said, I know SmackDown draws near for all of you sports entertainment enthusiasts and so much more too, as it is Friday evening. So I hope you all enjoy what's ahead. And thank you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. Hit the bell if the video goes live on demand on this channel or any of the channels, whether it's James' channel, whether it's any channels, Multiverse Media, including Datilla, who just joined the Multiverse. Go check out her Impact stuff and her reviews. Hit the subscribe button.
Which reminds me, I got to give you an updated intro for Simply Predicting because of that.
At least. Hit the
Yeah.
subscribe button. I show you our creative content, our passion, our engagement, and discussions. I'm not letting up anytime soon. You never know who will be here on City Predicting. I might get the Horsemen of Predictions together. We're definitely going to do more stuff with Impact and Ring of Honor. And who knows what special live original events me and James or Jeff or JJ might be on the call for too. Until next time, go get some food, go get some sleep, go get some soup, go get and do whatever the heck you want to do with the remainder of this day too. And make a positive impact in life and have a good night. Now, Chris, I think you wanted to count down to something, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I definitely do.
Jerry, get your ukulele.
Jerry, you need to go get your ukulele.
Ukulele. All right, let's go, baby.
We're actually doing this.
Here we go, baby.
So, Jerry, I'm counting down. Then after I say 1, you're going to start playing, okay? Okay, so we are out in 10, 9.
Oh, Lord.
Can we start at 5?
8,
Yeah.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jerry, hit the music.
Go to the outro. Go to the outro. Go to the outro.
Oh, you freaking idiot. Damn it, Jerry. You freaking idiot. Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry's Slammiversary. And with that, we hope you enjoyed the pay-per-view and enjoyed the discussion too. And freaking too. I'm done.
Let's go.